Hi, I'm Phil Ollie and welcome to today's Daily Phil live stream broadcast to help you get set for a great day ahead. And today I'm going to share with you an idea that has helped hundreds, maybe even thousands of business people that I've worked with over the years. Business people, leaders, managers in larger organizations, team leaders, people who run their own businesses, professionals in all walks of life, and particularly professionals in things like sales or professional practices like lawyers, accountants, financial advisors, and so on and so forth. But it can be used by anyone. You can adapt it and adopt it and improve it, just like I have done over the years. In my early days in business, having just left the Royal Navy, I was a real sponge. I used to watch what everyone else was doing. I was in a professional sales environment, and I used to look at what were the successful people doing that marked them out as successful, and what were the people who were less successful doing that was getting in the way for them. So I started to really observe, and I read a lot of books, and I took a lot of advice as well. And one of the things I observed about those people who were struggling most, even if they'd had masses of experience in the business, was that they could never seem to get themselves organized. Their week was Monday to Friday, and every day was pretty well the same, but it was a hodgepodge of activity, and often they couldn't get to the most important parts of their role as a salesperson or professional salesperson. They couldn't get to the most important parts of the role because there was lots of other little things would creep in, like admin tasks and distractions, and often people in any business environment hide behind such distractions and never get fully focused. So I observed that these people were very reactive. They were often overwhelmed and seemed to be the busiest, and they were always in a bit of a rush. They were never fully prepared. Whereas the more successful people who always hit a higher level consistently, they were fully focused on those days when they were fully focused and in front of clients and doing the work that really mattered. And they were not interrupted by admin tasks or small niff-naffy stuff, the sort of things. So I on the back of reading in a book this idea, I decided to implement what I call a self-organization session. The book that I read it's an old book now by a man called Frank Bettger. It is fabulous. How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling, Frank Bettger. Get hold of a copy if you can. And in it, he talks about having a self-organization session. And this is something that I adopted, I guess now 30 years ago. And it means that initially I did it on a Saturday morning, but every Friday now I have a self-organization session. I have a set agenda. And what I do is I clear up the week that's just gone, all the admin, all the little things that need tidying away, and I prepare the next week. I also have time then for reading and for study, those interesting articles or PDFs that you can download that are, really fascinating that you'd like to have a read of. But you don't want to do that on your focus time. You don't want to do that when you're spending time with clients or focused on time, what I call time over target. You want to do it at a time when you can relax and really study and get into the meat and drink of these things. So I have a reading tray that's set aside for those sorts of things to go into, and they get saved for my self-organization session. The other thing that I do on a Friday is I clear my emails to zero. My inbox goes to zero. And that's not me saying, look how clever I am. It's just a working practice that I like to have. There's only 4 things you can do with an email. You can file it, act on it, refer it, or trash it. File, act, refer, and trash. And it won't take you long to work out the mnemonic for that. File, act, refer, and trash. You got it? So I like to do that on a Friday afternoon because it means that I feel on top of my game. And the whole self-organization session is about feeling on top of things. It means that focus days are more focused. You can get more done. You can be more productive. And the second thing that happens with a self-organization session on a Friday is that it means you go into the weekend feeling more on top of things, which means you can relax more. You know what next week's going to involve because you've done some outline prep for that. And you can relax more and spend time with the people who are closest to you, your family, your spouse, your children, your partner, whoever. And you can be relaxed and enjoy that time. And the third thing that happens, of course, is that on Monday morning, when you come back into the office ready for work, you're not being reactive, you're proactive. You know what the week is going to involve. You know what the priorities are for you. And all that's gone before is now tidied away. There's no hangovers from last week. It's a fantastic feeling. So I commend it to you. Have a self-organization session on a Friday, and it really, really does set you up for the next week. And also it clears up the previous week. And most important, this is not just about being organized, it's about clearing things away from the time when you do need to be focused on the other days of the week where you need to be really concentrated and productive. Have a self-organization day today, enjoy it, and have a great weekend. I'll see you next week.